ban list, BT28 legal. Let's go. Alright, so today it is Father's Day, so firstly, a massive shout out to all the dads out there, myself included. Thank you to the guys who I played against today that come and said Happy Father's Day to me. Never really, had that before, so that was a pretty cool feeling for me. Thank you. And of course, we had an online regional, so for me, that's a cool way to spend Father's Day. I mean, I got to, I spent time with the kids this morning, and I got to play cards for the rest of the day, so, I'm pretty happy. As I said, this is BT28 legal, as it did only come out 2 days ago. There was an event, I believe, in NA that it wasn't legal for, but it was definitely like a case of maybe for an in-person, this probably wouldn't have been legal, but for online, because you didn't have to travel anywhere, and you could get your hands on the new stuff, why not? It does encourage to play the new. No one probably really wanted to play the old format anyway. It would have been ban list legal, but it wouldn't have been set 28, but we can see from the graphic there's actually only one set 28 deck there, that being Diamond Goku, which I also played, but no, it was not me. It was actually my good friend Rowan, so massive shout out to him. We will be doing a deck profile on him. I know I flunked out the last one. I played the same deck as well, and I somehow scraped in top 16. It was probably the most undeserved top 16 that I've definitely the most undeserved top 16 I've ever had. And I literally bubbled in because there was one X3 that bobbled into top 16, and it was me. I never bobble in with breakers, and I've bobbled out of so many events with breakers that it was really, really frustrating. Look, at the end of the day, I'll take a top 16. I'm not going to complain about it. I definitely did not earn it. But the one time that I actually bobble into something is when I probably didn't deserve it. When I've had events where I've played extremely well and bottled out on breakers. So I guess it it is what it is. But the big thing that I want to say is a massive shout out to Gary, who took down the event with Gemmers. And it's not your just stock standard Gemmers that we've been seeing a lot. This is his own version that he's been working on. It was actually a list in the video that I didn't do recently because I got rid of it. And it's really cool to see a different variant of Gemma. And this guy has been putting in so much time and effort for years. It is really good to see someone like him actually come out on top and get his first regional win. It's very well deserved. Gary was a testing partner of mine for the longest time when I first got into the game. So it's obviously pretty good. I'm pretty happy. I'm very happy for him. We do see that this was ban list legal, but there is still Vegeta in here. I personally didn't think that the ban list was going to completely sort out Vegeta. It probably, definitely nerfed it. There's no two ways about it. But it is still just a strong deck. And we'll see the lists. But one of the lists, my wife, big shout out to her, she got her first cereal today. This is actually her. Some people actually thought it was her first top 8. It's not her first top 8. She top 8 a couple years ago, back in the Green Gohan meta, but back then, that was the first event that she got top 8 in, was the first event that they dropped cereals down to top 4. So she unfortunately missed out on her first cereal that time. She has been so close on so many occasions, and today she finally come through. She got her first cereal, got a top 8 finish, and yesterday we were discussing about what deck she was going to play, what kind of build she was going to make for Vegeta, because she actually wasn't playing the stock standard Vegeta that we've been playing, as you guys will see. So the ban list didn't really affect how she built the deck, so it was really good. Let me know. She said she will do a profile. I know it's Vegeta, but you don't see the ladies getting in the top 8 very often. So let me know. Pretty sure some people would like to see a profile. So let's hype it up so that way she gets the courage to come on the camera. So, like I said, first place, Gemma. Big shout out to Gary. Second, we got the Lord himself, and I did the Lord a disservice today by not playing him. I watched a tier list video the other day, and I do not agree with Zamasu being in Rogue, but I didn't take into effect the things that White can do. I probably was well safe because I believe there was one White deck in the field. Shout out to Max for getting on the Bell mod. So yeah, I was worried about getting gatekeeped by White, so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to play Mill this event. I was actually turned off playing Sin Mill after the beating that Max gave me in Sydney. And my last round opponent was actually against a Sin, and he probably is one of the best Sin players in, I guess, the world. I haven't seen many. We did have a really good chat after the game about the deck in general. He actually gave me lots of pointers for Sin, which kind of like reignited the Sin train for me. So unfortunately, he didn't quite bobble into the top 8, but that is very unfortunate. But yeah, shout out to him for being another Mill player. We gotta show the appreciation for the Mill players as much as you guys don't like us. So yeah, second place was Zamasu, third place Gamma, fourth Vegeta, and Mr. Consistency at it again. Cell, he's like, I don't even know if he's like not topped one of these events. Fifth place we got Tapion, M coming through. M was actually one of my opponents today. That was my best game of the day. Unfortunately, like, my inexperience at being a blue player actually like really cost me, but it is good to see like Tapion still flirking around. Sixth place we have a DA Goku, which is the deck that I played. I did mention Rowan, my good mate, was playing it, so big shout out to him. He is another person who has been knocking on the door all year. He's had multiple top 16s now, just hasn't quite cracked that last one, and he got there today with the new deck. So being the sole BT28 deck in the top 8 is pretty cool. So we're definitely getting him on the channel this time. I don't know, let me know, do you guys like if I did like a over webcam deck profile? Because I personally don't like them in terms of like providing good quality deck profiles. I just feel like doing them over webcam is a little bit tacky. So I can do this in person, but it would be a case of like you probably won't see it for close to a week. So let me know if you guys really want to get in and see it quickly. I can do that. It'll just be on webcam, so it won't be as like cool looking. Seventh place, like I said, we have the wife on Vegeta, and eighth place we got a spicy little Android 1718. I had a look at this list, and I actually thought, I thought it was a little bit spicy. I don't know what you guys thought, but we'll get into the list now. So we are back on Deck Planet today, and like I said, shout out to Gary on your first place finish, and you guys will see this is not your stock standard Gemma that we saw, I believe it was last week I did the videos. This is not your stock standard Gemma. Now, Gary has, like, I'm in like a Facebook group, and Gary has actually been talking about this build for a long time. He does actually test a lot against some people in NA, which I believe someone was saying NA are really big on Gemmas, so he's obviously been able to do lots of extensive testing with some really good Gemma players. This is the list that come out, and I guess, like, it's always good when people make a variant of a deck that they like and they want, and they do really well with it. It's really cool to see like the different kind of deck building, because for me the same Gemmas is getting a little bit boring. And I was thinking today, I was just like, it's nearly like Gemma meta again, because the Gemma leader that got banned was just dominating, like just dominating as a blue deck. This deck is dominating at the moment, like, and I was actually having a conversation with someone today, and they said that Gemmas isn't really, like, doesn't feel like a blue deck, which makes a bit of sense, I guess. So we go into the list. We're obviously running like the standard like red ribbon package, but we are using the Bionic Blitz super combo. So he's focusing on a hand control variant, which, like, if you can mix hand control in with things and you can do it efficiently, it is a painful mechanic to deal with, because bottom decking from hand, not discarding, just completely gets around Deborah's. Like, there's nothing that you can do about bottom decking from hand. So it's really, like I said, really, like I've said it a few times, really cool to see a different kind of variant. We are playing the Android 21 SCR. So obviously you do charge to 4 energy for the turn before you do leader effect. So you can just like eat up your opponent's board, gain 2 life. Like, this deck doesn't really, I guess this deck probably doesn't really play for time, because it can be a more aggressive deck, but just giving yourself 2 more life to try and kill your opponent, it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy. We have 3 of the Kusu because we are playing multicolored energy, so we can either like jump in, remove something on play. What is it, a 6 cost or less, which is like pretty much all except 2 cards in this deck. Like, there's only 2, like, so say for example, you're playing the mirror. There's only 2 cards that card doesn't hit for 2 energy, and it also bottom decks one of your opponent's cards from hand. So I remember when Android 21, the one that manipulated, not the usual stuff as energy, the expert deck one. That's it. The expert deck one. This card was really obnoxious in the deck, and I imagine that if you play it right, this card is probably really obnoxious in this deck. So what are we also playing Absolute Release Ball, which we have not seen any decks using. It basically, because you do charge the multicolor, you can like just take a life for it. So you can like punch through floodgates without having to burn your energy, which in a deck like this is just like absolute exactly what you want. So what else? We are playing the Measureless Slank, so I'm not too sure. I'm guessing the fact that maybe it has hand discard is probably the main reason that Gary actually plays it. I'm not too sure. I'm sure he could probably answer in the comments. But it obviously has the added value of being able to discard it from your hand and search top 5. I imagine it probably isn't used very often in most of the Gemma decks because it isn't red ribbon. So it's like you're kind of only discarding for it when you probably get more like versatility out of just paying 1 for these. So it'd be interesting if he used this to interact with his opponent, or if he actually just used it for the tutor. So we go into the Z deck. We will see the Oolong. That's the first one that always jumps at me, is the Oolong. So like, if you need to, you just go into Oolong, just start ripping their hand apart. They kind of got to answer the Unison. Like, you don't really care that it doesn't swing, because you're just ripping cards from their hand all the time. And I don't know if the neg 7 would have ever gotten off, but you know, these neg 7s on these Unisons are kind of annoying. So we move into the Z deck, and we are actually playing Let the Battle Begin. Just another card to interact with your opponent, because it will be a 1 cost on your opponent's turn, is it? Yeah, on your opponent's turn if you have a Unison. So you there is a lot of Unisons here. Actually, now that I think about it, there's no actual Deborah Unison. This is probably the first list that I've seen that isn't running a Deborah Unison, which is very interesting. But yeah, Let the Battle Begin. Just another card to jump in and interact with your opponent's cards. I think 4-cost counterplays at the moment are coming a little bit back into the meta, with blue just getting that pan one. We are playing Final Hope Slash, and I have seen this starting to return to a lot of decks. And is this... Now I think about it, I think I'm about to answer my own question. But is this blue's counter to the green counter that doesn't let you bottom deck things? Because it just bounces it to your opponent's hand. So like they play the green can't bottom deck things, you just bounce it back with the Final Hope Slash, if I'm not mistaken. We see 1 Jiren, so respecting obviously Turning the Tide, and the Heavenly Wizard Demigra. So there we go. Haven't seen that one for a while, but big shout out to Gary on your first place finish. All right, second place, we got Tim. Here's my copium hit of the day. We got Zamasu. We are still on the green-yellow build. Obviously playing 6 of the check lands to give you targets for Nimbus. He's just gone straight for the check lands because then they are just easy checks. You can interact with cards with the Zamasu, and you can also, if you really wanted to, you can EX evolve onto this. So let's have a look at what we got. We are starting to see this Boo creep in just as free negates because we are playing the Z Unison. He is still playing one of the Trunks Z Unison, playing the Vegeta Z Unison. Interesting. I guess when it swings, it just removes a body for the greater good. It's pretty it is Zamasu is all figured out. It just depends if you want to play what your SCR choice is and if you're playing green, yellow or not. So we move into the side deck, and we actually see a couple of things that, a little bit spicy for a Zamasu build. We are playing the Cell, so you can pay 2 to play it. You get 2 Cell Junior tokens. You can rip markers off your opponent's Unison. So obviously respecting the Dimer, a lot of people are pretty hyped on Dimer at the moment. So Green Unison Hate coming in at the moment is... Unison Hate coming in at the moment is probably the way to go. So we have this Dispo, and this is one that I thought is a little bit spicy and actually makes a lot of sense. So if there is no cards in your battle area and you send this card from your drop to your warp, choose one battle card with an energy cost of 1 in your drop area and play it with its skills negated. Now you can play your Zamasu, your 1-cost Zamasus from your drop for free to restart your chain. So if you play against the decks like Vegeta that just remove your Zamasus very easily and they just keep your board clear, you can use this Dispo to start your chains again without having to pay 1 to go into your Unison, without having to pay 1 to go into a chain. This can restart your chain for free. So very spicy tech, and that'll be going in my list. So congratulations on your second place finish, Tim. Big shout out, because like OC is like one of the hardest places in my opinion to be a good mill player, because like there's a few people that just play mill, so everyone learns how to play against mill. So next up we have Simo, and shout out to him for his third place finish. We will see this list is not too different, but this list is also running the Android 21 SCR. So I honestly don't think I've seen a bad SCR choice in Gamers. There's like literally 3 to choose from, being Beasthorn, Android 21, and Hatch. It literally just probably comes down to the playstyle that you want to play as to which your SCR is. I don't think there is a right or wrong answer for it, because we have just seen two of the top 3 Gamma decks running the Android 21 SCR. But yeah, so this one is a little bit more simple. This one I actually like. John's list from New Zealand. It is very, very similar to this. I literally just copied this and just changed the couple of cards. So another Melbourne lad, so someone who gets to bounce ideas off that sort of really strong player group, people that have done very well with Gemma. So this is pretty much a stock standard Gemma, but the spicy edition of the Android 21 SCR. We move down into the side deck. So we are actually playing the yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll just carry on there. This card is actually really good. This card is like just a filter through if you have a Unison or a Z battle card, and just like stuns 2 things, ignoring barrier. This card is pretty good for 1 energy. So then we also playing 2 hits. I guess like we're probably starting to come back to a situation. I actually thought a few times about playing this today, and it's just like I didn't see just moments where I could get it off. But yeah, I guess that's mainly to like flip leaders if we want to go to that. We've got the Tapion, we've got the baby, the blue Unison Hate. I actually had this dropped on me today. I got fucked by my own tech. Shout out to Rowan. I give him this card and he used it against me. But that's what it's there for. That's what it's there for. So shout out to Simo for your 3rd place finish. So now we move into 4th place, Mr. Consistency, as I'm pretty much just going to call him Mr. Consistency now, because he's just so fucking consistent. It is, like, crazy. Like, some people, like, there is a lot of consistent players in OCE that are always topping, and they might go, like, 1 event here, 1 event there, where they don't top. I honestly, events that he plays, I wouldn't even know if he played, because if he didn't top. Like, that's probably the only reason I know he played, but he just tops every time. Like, man is crazy good. So, we see this list is a little bit different to his last one. The first notable that we see is we are playing the SSB Vegeta SCR. So, the SCR that was intended for the deck is now getting its time to shine, because there is no, like, black charging anymore. You will see that he is still playing black energy requirement cards. So, I guess being 1 black energy here and 1 black energy there probably just sacrifices 1 black card, because you've got, what, 5, 9, 11, 14 black cards. So I'm sure there's at some point, like, you don't mind charging just 1 black to enable your black. Or maybe it could just be a case of if you need it that turn, you just charge it that turn. So as we do see this list, we have got the new edition, of course, of the campaign rare. So this one is this switch attack and give it... Oh, and your leader gets a bean. Okay. And it's a double strike, so pretty good. Every deck, these are going to be staples in every deck, that is for sure, and they're going to be very fucking expensive. So we see this list, compared to his last one, is running the Unlimited Potential. This Unlimited Potential didn't see play for a while, but it is starting to creep back into lists. Obviously, you have more room now because your check lands are gone. And otherwise, it is straightforward, like Vegeta. So we go in, and I actually noticed this, and I didn't realize this was just a generic card. I haven't looked at all the white cards, but this card is literally just a board wipe against white. Because white is like, the only time you can play this for 2 is when you play against white, because white will flip stuff to hidden mode. This doesn't choose something and switch it to hidden mode. You have to switch something to revealed mode to play it. So for 3 energy, it's just a complete board wipe. So yeah, another cheeky little side deck piece. I guess he was like maybe expecting to see white, so he chucked in the Zeno. But for anyone that didn't know about, I honestly didn't know about this. You could use this in any deck because I haven't paid that much attention to white yet. So cheeky little tech. And one thing I do notice from his last list, he was actually running 2 of the red, and this one is actually running 1 of the black, quite like Dean's list from last week. So I guess it like actually facilitates what you want to do because you place 3 black cards from your warp in your drop. So you can like play this down, rip it with a Z energy, and you get 3 cards back in your drop. So it's basically a 4-card drop fill. Sorry, I do apologize for all the pinging. I play outside webcam on my phone and my iPad, and I turned the volume up today. So apologies for that. But yeah. So like we said, we've gone through this list now. The only real addition, the only change here was obviously the Black Z battle card and the White Zeno. So congratulations on your 4th place finish. Moving on, we have M in 5th place, and Tapion. I was talking to him. He did say that Tapion does struggle into Dimer a bit. So I was actually really interested to see maybe how much his list would have changed. The list hasn't changed very much from the last time that we had M on the M's list on the channel. It's just been ratio changes. He's like completely gone away from Zeno and gone back to the Tapion super combo. We've gone into the Mars ID, and we've sort of cut the Broly, I believe, was in there. So a few little changes, not too much. Tapion, I believe it's pretty figured out. It just like, I wasn't sure if the list had to change, so I was intrigued to see it. It didn't really change, but as we go to the Z deck, again, another deck playing the Final Hope Slash. So like I said, I believe this is, my only assumption here is that it is for the counter Goku for green. So congratulations on the 5th place finish. The other thing I will note is that I got cunninged once today, and I've seen a couple lists now running cunning. So with blue coming back into the meta a bit, I actually think blue is in a really strong position at the moment. So we're starting to see cunning come back, so on. But yes, congratulations on your finish. Right, now we move into the new boys. As I said, Rowan, my good mate, shout out to him again. He's playing this. Fun fact here, we both opened a case of the new set, and we literally pulled the same secret rares, the same SLRs, the same SPRs, and the same campaign rares. How fucking weird is that? But yes, so we will see his list, and we didn't actually really get a chance to test this. We tested the mirror before we played, and well, yeah, I didn't go very well. And we played in round 2, and he cooked me. This mirror match, if you play a mirror match in this, because I also played a mirror match against John, and unfortunately he bricked really bad. And I feel like this mirror, I don't tend to play many mirror matches because I always play mill. But if you get a mirror match with this deck, I feel like if you don't see everything and you can't protect your unisons, it just becomes a landslide against you. Like, this game can turn, and it just turns completely upside down, and you pretty much cannot recover from it. It felt crazy when I was on top of my mirror, and it felt absolutely unwinnable when I wasn't on top of it. So we move in, we see we're playing 4 of the Pansy, 4 of the Bulma. These are obviously basically negates that you can use with your unisons because they tap down as energy. But I guess I won't talk about this deck too much because I'll get Rowan to do a deck profile on it. We're playing 3 of each of the new boss monsters. These cards literally look like SPRs in my opinion, but they're just SRs. The SS4 secret rare, and in my opinion, yes, it is the secret rare for the deck. You could run Hatch, but yeah, you just run this. I always thought we also spitballed about what SCRs could we use if we didn't pull it, and it was the Goku that untaps all your energy. So there is that way you could just go more hyper ramping from the Glorio. We're playing 3 of the Piccolo, 4 of the Glorio and the Shin because they are the bread and butter. And like Rowan said to me today, he said it felt good to main Heroic Prospect again instead of it being a sideboard card. It's chuck the old Heroic Prospect in me deck because it's a main staple. 4 D-Magic, 3 Defending Friends, 2 Bean, 1 of the campaign rares, 2 Zeno, 2 Vegeta. You're not worried about white because you can just pick your energy up. I believe there's, like, it's still classed as a card. You can still pick it up. That's my understanding of it. I'm sure someone will tell me if I'm wrong. 3 of the 4-drop counterplays, 2 of the Kefla, and when we played, he back-to-back these on me, and it literally, like, he drew 6 cards, and I bottomed 6 cards. Like, it's very hard to come back from that. And, of course, 2 more of the Huck to Air. So we move into the Z deck. We have this Goma, which I didn't actually use myself, but if you can, like, find ways to, like, make this work for one, it's just, like, it just carries on with the hand control, like, that we were talking earlier. So blue hand control is kind of really annoying because there's no way to really, like, play hate for it. And we move into the side deck, and it was only this morning that I actually realized that this isn't really, like, you can't really play this because you have to card cast it. You can't play it by skills. So I don't like, he said to me, well, this is definitely coming out. And like I mentioned, we've got 2 of the babies that I said to him last night, we should run this card, because if you get in the mirror, you want to remove these unisons. And 2 Black Marseilles, but that is Rowan's list. Big shout out to him. Look out for that deck profile on the channel. So, 7th place, we have the lovely Dani, my wife. She will, come on, we can get her to do a profile. So we will see her list is, like, definitely a lot different to the Vegeta list we've been seeing. And it's a bit unusual for her because normally she plays 60 card decks. But this time she didn't. And maybe that's the problem. She's been playing 60 card decks for so long. Maybe it needed to be 57. So we will see a bit different. She is playing this Gohan because someone used it against her and it actually, like, can help facilitate. So she really likes using this card. But again, I'll get her to go through it. Playing, she chooses to use the Broly for the barrier removal over the Kumba, so she doesn't charge black. And of course, you, like, burst a lot, so there is a chance that you mill your SCR, so she plays this to, of course, get it back. We are playing this, and she did mention that she actually caught a lot of people off guard using this today, so it was good to see the intended SCR. And then the side deck, she's never been one for using a side deck, so she just grabbed, I think, whatever was there. But obviously you have to put this rapid reversal in for the blue. So there we go. Congrats to my lovely wife. Look out for her profile on the channel soon. And then rounding out our top 8, we have Android. So this is from... It got anniversary support, and it actually was the most represented deck in the Sydney Regionals. However, it didn't take any of the top 8 spots. But you will see, this is a red-yellow build. So I basically just asked the question to Nick. Shout out to him for giving me a little bit of feedback. And if you guys have any questions, please do ask in the comments, and I will pass them on. So I guess, like, the one thing I've been saying is Nimbus is probably one of the most stupid floodgates in the game at the moment. So if you can facilitate Nimbus, I don't see why not. He's also running Almighty Resistance. So, like, you do lots of free plays in this deck. So having 2 energy for Almighty Resistance, I guess, is just something that's worth having. I don't know a lot about how this deck does. He just told me that it free plays a lot. But the one thing I did notice is that he's playing this SCR as well. So just a, like, 1 cost, triple strike, you get a card back. You can, if you need to, you can get back Almighty Resistance. You can get back a target for Almighty Resistance if you need to. So that's pretty much, and that doubles down as your check land. So the SSB Vegeta SCR is actually a really good SCR. It was just gatekept by the fact that Kumba was just better utility. So it is getting to shine now, and we will see this list. And like I said, I don't know too much about this list. If you guys have questions, please do ask them in the comments. Unfortunately, I haven't got a lot of time. I really tried to push this out as fast as possible. Otherwise I'll just drag it on for the whole week, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, massive, and we go into the Z deck. We're only playing 1 of the unisons. Maybe you only ever need 1. I think it ticks up by 2. Yeah, it does tick up by 2. So I guess you probably, like, have ways to protect it. And yeah, so that is the side and the Z deck. A massive shout out to Nick. It's really cool to see a deck that isn't Vegeta and red. So congratulations. But that is going to be the end of the video today. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch us all on another one soon.